In the city of Lagos, Nigeria, there lived a girl called Jennifer. Jennifer was known all over Lekki Phase 1 as a big girl. Everybody admired her beauty, her long curly hair, her sharp dressing, and the way she moved like she owned the whole street. She lived in a fine apartment close to Admiralty Road, where expensive cars drove past every minute. People believed she was a businesswoman or maybe the daughter of a rich politician. But behind her lovely makeup and bright smile, she hid a life she never allowed anyone to see. Jennifer was into hookup. She lived on it, breathed it, and used it to build the luxury life she showed the world. Night after night, she met different men, some gentle, some wicked, some dangerous. She knew the risks, but she always told herself that nothing bad could ever happen to her. After all, she was young, smart, and streetwise. Or so she thought. One rainy night, Jennifer met a client who changed her life forever. He was rich, well-spoken, and wore a golden wristwatch that shone even in the darkness. He took her to a hotel in Victoria Island, where the rooms smelled like costly perfume and fresh flowers. He treated her kindly, almost like a girlfriend, and she left the place feeling like she had just won a jackpot. But 2 weeks later, she fell sick. At first, she thought it was malaria, but the sickness didn't go away. She became weak, lost weight, and felt pain she had never felt before. When she finally went to the hospital, the doctor looked at her with sad eyes and told her the news: she had HIV. Jennifer's world shattered immediately. She cried for days, locked herself inside her apartment, and cursed the man who infected her. She felt betrayed, alone, and afraid. Everything she built suddenly felt empty. After weeks of hiding, something changed inside Jennifer. Instead of accepting help or beginning treatment, she allowed anger to take over her heart. She told herself, "No man will destroy my life and go free." She felt like the world had wronged her, and she decided to wrong it back. She became cold, bitter, and fearless. Whenever men approached her, she smiled sweetly, but inside her heart burned with a dark promise. She said to herself that any man who touched her would share her pain. She refused medicine, refused counseling, refused everything that could help her. Anger became her only companion. Soon, she returned to the nightlife, but she was not the same girl anymore. She became a storm walking on two legs. Jennifer moved from club to club, Quilox, DNA Lounge, Bayrock, and even private house parties in Ikoyi. Men chased her because she was beautiful, bold, and lived like tomorrow did not matter. She never told them her status. She pretended nothing was wrong, but every time she left a man's room, she whispered to herself, "One down." Months passed, and the numbers grew. 10 men, 50 men, 100 men, until she lost count. Some men even bragged about meeting her, not knowing the danger they carried home. Jennifer felt powerful. She felt like she now had control over the same world that once scared her. But deep inside, she was still hurting, still broken, still scared of the future she refused to face. Her story changed the day she met a man named Bayo. He was different, not loud, not showy, not the type who boasted about money. He was calm like midnight water. He saw Jennifer at a lounge in Lekki and approached her with a gentle smile. Something about his voice made Jennifer pause. He wasn't desperate or arrogant. He looked at her like she was human, not an item to buy. For the first time in a long time, Jennifer felt something in her heart, a small spark of warmth she thought she had killed long ago. They talked for hours. Bayo listened to her, laughed with her, and even told her stories of his struggles growing up. Jennifer felt safe with him. Against her own rules, she began liking him. Bayo and Jennifer started seeing each other often. They spent time at the beach, visited small restaurants, and even took evening walks around Lekki. Jennifer had never allowed any man this close since her diagnosis. But Bayo made her feel calm, almost happy. She told herself that maybe she could start over, maybe she could change. For the first time, she regretted the men she had infected. She wanted to confess, but fear held her throat tight. She was scared to lose the only person who made her feel alive again. So she kept quiet. One night, emotions took over, and she slept with Bayo. Afterward, guilt swallowed her like darkness. She cried quietly while he slept, wishing she could rewind time. Weeks later, Bayo fell sick. He thought it was stress, but the sickness grew worse. His joints hurt, he lost weight, and he felt tired all the time. When he visited the hospital, his heart almost stopped. The doctor told him he had HIV. Confused and shaken, he asked how it happened. He had been careful all his life, avoided risky behavior, and stayed away from trouble. Then the doctor asked about his recent partners. Bayo mentioned only one name, Jennifer. The doctor's face changed. He said Jennifer was already known by some hospitals. She had infected many men around Lagos. Bayo felt like a bomb exploded inside him. Betrayal, anger, confusion, pain, everything hit him at once. Bayo went home shaking in anger. He loved Jennifer, trusted her, believed in her. Now he felt ruined. He called her, but she didn't pick up. He went to her house in Lekki Phase 1, and when she opened the door, he saw fear in her eyes. She knew he had found out. She tried to explain, but Bayo was no longer the gentleman she knew. Anger changed him completely. "Why me? Why didn't you tell me?" he shouted. Jennifer cried and tried to hold him, but he pushed her away. She begged him, saying she didn't mean to hurt him, that she was scared, that she actually loved him. But Bayo was too broken to listen. He felt like his whole life had ended. That night became the saddest night in Lekki. In a moment of uncontrolled pain and rage, Bayo attacked her. It wasn't planned. It wasn't calm. It was a storm born from heartbreak, betrayal, and fear. Jennifer tried to run, tried to apologize, tried to scream, but it was too late. When Bayo realized what he had done, shock froze him. Jennifer lay still. Silence filled the room like heavy smoke. The truth of everything crashed on him at once. He dropped to his knees, shaking, crying, calling her name. But she did not answer. He had loved her, even with her flaws. And now she was gone by his hands. Unable to face what he had done, unable to face his sickness, unable to face the future, Bayo made a terrible decision. In deep sorrow and regret, he ended his own life too. The next morning, neighbors called the police after hearing strange noises. When officers entered the apartment, they found both of them, two broken souls whose pain had swallowed them. News spread across Lekki, shocking everyone. Some men who once bragged about meeting Jennifer now sat in fear, thinking about their choices. Parents warned their children about living recklessly. And somewhere in the city, life continued, but the memory of Jennifer and Bayo remained a sad reminder of how pain, secrets, and anger can destroy even the strongest hearts. Their story ended in darkness, but it taught everyone one thing: choices have consequences, and the truth, no matter how painful, must never be hidden. If you enjoy the story, please like, comment, share, and follow. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you will be notified anytime we upload a new video.